へし折られて死ぬのも潰れて死ぬのも大した違いはないだろ。同じ死だ。
Isekai anime, what a beautiful genre. I still remember that day, when this type of anime started coming out. In those early days, things were much simpler. Everyone just loved this type of show, because it was just unique. There was nothing like that before. But nowadays, it is kinda different. If you are into the anime community for more than 1 week, you probably already know by now that nowadays there are a lot of people that hate this type of anime. Even though we still have some gods like Gigak that loves every isekai from the bottom of his heart, the truth is that most people just hate this type of anime. And it isn't without a reason, I will give you that. Most of the isekais that come out nowadays are just the same basic formula. There is that one guy that is a walking loser in his life, and he gets hit by a truck. Suddenly, he just wakes up in this new fantasy world, where for some unknown reason, every female on the planet now wants to have intercourse with him. But that isn't all, isn't it? He also is overpowered as hell. But obviously, it isn't just like that. If every isekai was same, then there wouldn't be a reason to have more isekais, right? That's why we have a main character that is isekai'd, but he has a smartphone. Or we have a main character that is isekai'd, but he is a demon lord. You know where I'm going? Nowadays most isekais are just isekais, with a simple catch. But that doesn't really mean that you can't love isekais nonetheless. After all, I still love isekais to this day, and I have been watching anime for quite a long time now. And alongside me there are a lot of other people that also love this type of show, and you probably are one of those, because I know that you are a real one. The thing is that once in my life, I was also a overlordless guy. I also had a sad life. Every day was basically the same. The world was just black and white for me. Nothing seemed to be interesting, and I was just mindless going through the internet when I found this show called Overlord. At first I didn't really think about anything, because after all, it didn't really matter. Life was just sad. But when I started watching this anime, my vital force suddenly came back to me. And by the moment when I finished it, I was a completely new person. Suddenly, everything around me just was different. The world just began to show his true colors before me. And so, as a good person, I want you to watch Overlord, and I want you to have your life changed. So, what truly is Overlord? Well, it is an isekai, but the main character is an overpowered skeleton. Our protagonist was a gamer, but more importantly, he was a gamer with good taste. Instead of spending his days playing trash games like Fortnite, he spent his days playing a beautiful game called... I don't really remember what the game was called, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that when this anime starts, that game was doomed. It was once a very popular game, but nowadays basically no one played it. Thanks to that, the servers were to shut down. And at the very moment when our protagonist was supposed to be disconnected from the game, he just suddenly woke up in this new fantasy world that was pretty much the same as the world in the game that he played. And he also was within the character that he had in that game, that was an overpowered necromancer. As a normal person, he wasn't believing what he was seeing, so he decided to test things out.
仮想世界が現実になったという可能性、 PC との会話、自然に動く表情、匂い、全て今までのゲームでは決して表現できなかったものばかり。
As you already know by now, Overlord is an isekai, and as any good isekai, the main character is overpowered as hell.
What did you say?
Oh, okay, there may be some exceptions. Anyways, now Ainz Ooal Gown is in this new, unknown world. But although this world seems like the one from the game, he isn't sure if it is all the same. There could be some differences. Or maybe there could be other people that also got transported into this world just like him. So he needed to make sure that everything was safe. And he needed to confirm the answers for a lot of questions. And while he's at it, taking over the world might be enjoyable. The truth is that Ainz is overpowered by himself, and furthermore he's ruler of the Tomb of Nazarick. That is basically a tomb full of powerful monsters. He, alongside with his people, is even more powerful than a nation. so he could as well have some fun and conquer the entire world. To help him doing that, apart from the normal monsters and he can spawn, because after all he's a necromancer, he also has 12 floor guardians that are powerful beings created by him and his friends while they were playing the game. And every one of these beings now is just like a normal person, each one have their own personalities. And among all these floor guardians, we have some competitors to Best Girl, mainly Albedo and Shalltear. And if you have good taste, you know that the best girl of Overlord is Albedo. Come on, look at this girl, she's beautiful. Furthermore, she's a literal succubus. And don't get me wrong, I think Shalltear is also cute. I just don't want to be killed, you know. She's kinda in the dangerous zone. I just don't wanna risk. Apart from having a massive world with a lot of interesting characters, wonderful potions, magic, spells, and even monsters, this anime also has a banger opening. Just listen. I fell in love with this opening the first time I saw it. It is just a banger. And by the way, Overlord Season 4 is coming up in July 2022. So let's hope that CGI got a little better and let's just enjoy ourselves with this beautiful anime.